Well, that was an uneventful deadline and one that I am very happy about. Welcome back down into the den, everybody. Yeah. The trade deadline has come and gone. I mean, we are less than half an hour until puck drop on the Bruins Penguins game for today. So I'm just gonna try and get this out as quick as I can. It's not really the best idea, but it's what we got. It's what we got. But yeah, the trade deadline has come and gone, and for the first time since COVID, we have not really the first time since like 2017. The Bruins have gone an entire trade deadline without making a big move, and it's all that I wanted. It's all that I wanted, and then more. Sorry. Just a little refresher. 2018. We move a little bit to get Rick Nash on the last few years of his career. 2019. We move heaven and earth to get Charlie Coyle, and man, has that paid off. 2020. There was a little bit of something. I wonder if you can really pick up on it. 2021 2021 2021 and we've absolutely fleeced the Buffalo Sabres for Taylor Hall. 2022 we trade a first, a second, and Earl Vakanainen for Hampus Lindholm. And then 2023. Do I really even need to tell you what happened last year? We moved heaven and earth to get Dmitry Orlov, Garnet Hathaway, and Tyler Bertuzzi, and then you know exactly how that ended. In any case, this year, 2023, 2024, first deadline since 2017, in which the deadline went on uninhibited, and the Bruins did not make a big move. We made only two. We traded Jacob Zaboral and a late round pick to the Columbus Blue Jackets for Andrew Peeke, and we traded a conditional 2026 sixth round pick to the Minnesota Wild for Patrick Maroon. Yep, Fat Pat is finally in Boston. I know a lot of people who have some mixed feelings about this. Trust me, I feel those same mixed feelings. But in terms of what this means for the Bruins, it means that they played smart at this deadline. What did I say? I said that I wanted the Bruins to stand pat at the deadline. And that's what they did, fundamentally. Like Andrew Peeke, he's probably going to be as much of a taxi squad guy as Jacob Zaboral. Well, Pat Maroon, when he gets healthy, he is probably going to be at best a fourth line enforcer, and at worst also shifting in and out of the lineup, probably shifting in and out of the AHL. Oh, but there was a little bit of a rumor going around that the Bruins were going to trade that the Bruins were part of a 3-team trade with the Penguins and the Canucks, in which the Bruins would get in which the Penguins would get Jake DeBrusk, the Canucks would get Jake Gensel, and the Bruins would get Elias Lindholm. Which man, I would have hated that. I really would have hated that. I really think that Elias Lindholm is the third best player in that entire trade. And yes, I know. We had wanted Elias Lindholm for a while. Offensively speaking, he is but really analyzing it, there is very little that Elias Lindholm brings to a Boston Bruins roster that Jake DeBrusk does not already cover. The only thing that he covers is center ice. That's it. That's it. Is just the fact that he is a center rather than a winger. And do we need center depth? Yes. Yeah, of course we do. Oh, the fact that Patra is out right now, the fact that Patra is out for the season, is a big problem for our center depth. The fact that we won't call up Beecher is a problem too for our center depth. But do I think that that we should have tried to make this trade? No, not at all. I kept saying the best thing that the Bruins could do this trade deadline is wait until Hampus Lindholm is healthy. And that seems to be what they did. That really seems to be what they did. Lindholm, he's still not there yet. But I would take Hampus Lindholm over Noah Hanifin. I would take Jake DeBrusk over Elias Lindholm. The only way that I would trade Jake DeBrusk is if I knew that we were going to get Jake Gensel in return. And oh boy, the Carolina Hurricanes completely fleeced Kyle Dubas there, making him look like a freaking rookie on the job. Yeah, that was ruthless what they did. I think the Hurricanes have a really good prospect coming up. I forget what his name is, but I've heard that he's really good. And the fact that Dubas didn't pound the pavement to make sure that prospect is part of the deal, well, very much not endearing himself to Pittsburgh already. And I'm happy that we didn't make that mistake. I'm happy that we didn't make any mistakes this trade deadline. Because realistically speaking, what could we bring in that is going to make this roster better? We're slammed up against the cap already. There is very little that we can do. And we made a couple moves about that. And ultimately, our team didn't get better. I'll just put it out there. Our team did not get better. But our team also did not get worse. Except for one key point, morale. Particularly with Linus Ullmark. Yesterday, Ullmark left Warrior Ice pretty unhappy. For pretty good reason. I would say it's for pretty good reason. Because the Bruins were looking to ship him out. But they couldn't find anybody that wasn't on Ullmark's 16-team no-trade list to take him. And that, Ullmark knowing about that, I don't blame him for being unhappy. I really don't blame him. And honestly, that's the one thing that I'm gonna blame Don Sweeney for. If you trade away Ullmark in the middle of the season, you're punting the rest of the. You need to punt the rest of the way. You're not. If you get rid of Ullmark right now, you are basically telling everybody, not just the fans, but also the roster, we are not competing. And this roster wants to compete. And Ullmark wants to be here. Now, am I opposed to trading away Linus Ullmark entirely? Yes, I am. But if you're going to trade him away, do it in the offseason. Do it before the draft. You need to do it before the draft if you're gonna trade him away. We don't pick until the fourth. We don't pick up until the fourth round. The entire top 100 the entire first 100 picks will be gone without hearing the Bruins once. And we were already a little bit frustrated last year when we went all the way to the third round and to hear the Bruins. And Chris Pelosi, I think he's gonna be okay. I really don't think that he's gonna be anything incredible. Well, now let's be real. The best pick was Christian Kostadinski, the 7th round 18-year-old mutant defenseman, and who, to his credit, I'm very happy to see. I'm very happy to see because what is it? You can ask Andrew from the Short Shift and Puck Off, and you can ask Chris Noshik from Puck Off and What's Brewin'. Because we were at Dev Camp last season. We were at Dev Camp last year, and we saw Kostadinski got taken aside by Adam McQuaid and shown how to stop and shown how to turn, and all three of us erupted in laughter when he did it, and he just shouted, "Like this!" But looking back on it, that sort of you gotta have some of that. You gotta have players that want to be able to be taught. Now this is getting onto a tangent, but yeah. But to bring it back to let's bring it back to the deadline. Do I think that the Bruins got better? No. Do I think that the Bruins got worse? Absolutely not. And that ultimately makes this deadline a really good one for me. We didn't make any sort of knee-jerk decisions. And the closest one that we got was one that had to be overturned because nobody understood, because as people forgot about the 16-team no trade list that Allmark has. And yeah, I'm really excited for the last like 15 or 16 games left of the season. I don't know about you guys, but that's gonna be it for me for right now. I will see you guys after the Pittsburgh game. Take care. Let's see how they play without Gensel.